Hello everyone, my name is Minjun Jo in IASA, and today I'm going to make a presentation about the topic how school knowledge is useful or useless in our life. Let me ask you a question before I start my presentation. Why do we go to school and why do we study? And how does the knowledge that we gain from school is helpful for our life? Every person has rights to be educated and has a responsibility to be educated. Accordingly, we go to school and learn a lot of subjects. Things that we learn in school can help us deciding the future plan or job. Actually, since we can go look for what subjects are suitable to me and what I am good at. In many ways, school has various advantages for us to nurture and grow ourselves. However, when we think about the aspects of life, would school knowledge be useful? Some people say that if we work hard and gain knowledge at school, it would be a lot helpful when we grow older and live in a society. However, others say school knowledge is not that useful in our life because, such as Elon Musk. In my opinion then, I think school knowledge is not that useful in our life because of a couple of reasons. First reason is that school knowledge is less applicable in our life. Moral subject is a great example that I want to claim. Morals stress good character and attitude for us, right? It says us to pick up the garbage, give up the seats to grandma in bus or station, and being polite to adults, etc. But I think that's the problem. Because school knowledge always says to us, it doesn't make us behave. So, I think it is meaningless even though we take millions of time taking moral classes if we don't put knowledge into the practice. But furthermore, school knowledge doesn't give motivation to move us because school doesn't offer enough opportunity for students to experience, to apply their knowledge. So, school knowledge and the ability to apply it is different matter. So, I think it is useless when we live life with full of experiences. Look at these pictures. There are a lot of garbages on the beach that are wasted, and some students are being so rude and even swear to adults. I think this is the problem of school knowledge. Second, let's think about the direction of the school knowledge. As I mentioned in introduction, the main purpose of school knowledge is to make students find their own way. From school, students can realize what they are good at and what they like. After finding their specialty and hobby, from then on, their life is what they make, not depending on the knowledge learned from school knowledge. Life is a series of creativity and unpredictability. It means school knowledge is just a preparation to leap into the society and live their own life. Okay, and lastly, let me add extra explanation. There are some students who want to be an athlete or musicians. For these students, school knowledge can be meaningless because they have to achieve bigger success that school acquire, and it can be too easy for them. What I mean is that, for example, will school PE class be helpful for a student who is preparing for like professional soccer player? I mean, no. School cannot provide knowledge that reflects the differences in individual abilities. This may be a repetition of knowledge for some students. These are the reasons why I think school knowledge is not that useful in our life. Thank you for listening to my speech.